Morning.
Hello everyone.
We're back.
We are. We have been missing in action from the internet. We've had terrible internet coverage.
Lake Argyle. Fantastic. How big is Lake Argyle? 19 times bigger than Sydney Harbour.
Yep. And it was actually quite low for our trip because they've had a couple of dry seasons. So, dry, wet seasons, if that makes sense. So although the lake was magnificent, you could see the very clear watermark where the normal level would be. So we arrived at Billabong Dead Horse Springs, which is a free camp about 3 kilometres before you get to the actual resort. We decided to stay there. We'd heard that the campground was really full. You needed to be there by 9 o'clock and line up in order to be able to get a site. So we decided that wasn't for us. So we pulled into the free camp, got a spot there.
Beautiful it was, and
no facilities, of course, but
yeah, but that's
it's free.
And you got your own space. Like here, you're not crowded in. And we did go for a walk through the caravan park, and they were crowded in.
Yeah, so once we got set up, we decided to go for a bit of a drive. We arrived there on the Sunday and we'd booked our sunset cruise for the Wednesday night. So we had a few days to fill in at Lake Argyle.
Yeah.
So we decided we'd go for a bit of a look. So we went for a drive to a couple of the lookouts. But on the way to the lookout, we went past the cruise office and there was a sign out that said sunset cruise availability Monday afternoon. So we thought, oh, here we go. So we went in there and we moved our booking forward, which was great, which meant we were going the following day. So then it would have been about 2 o'clock, I suppose, by the time we actually got to the caravan park. And you can buy a day pass there for $10 a person, which means you can use all of their facilities. So toilet, showers, washing machine, obviously you pay a fee, and the pool, and also sit on the lawn and look out over the lake. So it was about 2 o'clock when we got there.
Yeah.
So we went in and inquired about the day pass, thinking that we might do that the following day. And the lady said to us, you can have a half day pass for $5 each.
So we said, right. And we said, what time does that expire? And she said, just when you leave. So we left at
about 7,
I think it was.
Yeah, so we got our money's worth.
Yeah.
First stop was the infinity pool, and we'll put some pictures up of that. Some of you might have seen a picture I put up on Instagram and Facebook. An amazing view out over the lake.
Magic.
Can't stay in there long because it is freezing.
It wasn't too bad.
It was freezing.
Yeah, but it was cold.
So that's one of the reasons why you can get those lovely shots, because everyone gets in, gets their shot and gets out. So we had a couple of dips in the pool and we exchanged taking photos for people so that we could all get our photos. And then we got ourselves out, made use of the showers. So we had lovely warm showers.
Yes.
And then it was time to kick back and relax. So we found a really nice spot to sit on the lawn looking out over the lake. And we weren't there very long. And next thing, the musician came and started setting up literally right in front of us. So we moved back a couple of feet
or meters.
Yeah, and we sat there and listened to him sing original songs while the sun set. And it was just beautiful.
Really good.
And you're able to take BYO in there, which is great because you're on the lawn area, you're not in the service area. So we were able to sit on the lawn. Probably in hindsight, had we known that he was going to be singing there, we would have taken some nibbles and a picnic rug, and we could have really made a really nice afternoon of it.
Or afternoon, yeah.
And then you could take the option of having a meal in the bar or the restaurant. We decided that we'd go back to our camp. And then the following morning, we decided to go down and visit the Lake Argyle Homestead Museum. And that was the homestead of the Durack family, who were one of the pioneers of
the
Kimberley or this region of the Kimberley, and learn all about the history, about their I think it took 2 to 3 years for them to bring their cattle across. You learn about the history of the lake and how it was made. So that was really interesting. Went back to the van then and got ourselves organised for our cruise, which left at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, yep.
Really, really glad we did the cruise. It just gives you such a different appreciation. You can hire barbecue boats and pontoons and all sorts of things. Obviously, just being the two of us, we decided the cruise was the go. but it was really worthwhile. He took us to a couple of different spots on the lake. So the first spot we saw rock wallabies, which were very impressive.
Incredible, like what they were jumping on, just on the side of a mountain. They were just hopping around it like we were walking on flat ground. It was really incredible.
And the reason they live there is because the snakes and the dingoes can't get them. And one of the people on the boat said, how often do they fall in the water? And the bloke said he's been there for 30-something years and never seen one fall off once. So very agile, made the rock hopping that we've been doing, made us feel a bit silly. But anyway, they were bouncing around all over the place. Then we went to an island where it was a bit of an experiment where they put some kangaroos on the island to see if they'd survive, and they have survived. But the guy was saying that they've actually grown smaller. They're not sure whether that's because of any inbreeding or the food or what it is. But but each spot that we went to, the animals know that the boat comes and they get fed. So they quite willingly come down and say hello. Lots of freshwater crocodiles, just 25,000 freshwater crocodiles they estimate in the lake, and we saw plenty of them, but they were quite shy. So unlike the salties that we saw in Kakadu, where the boat could go right up and you get a really good photo, by the time you got close enough to get a photo, they'd vanished into the water. So didn't get very many photos of those. But the fish, they were unreal.
Bastard things.
Archerfish.
Archerfish.
So,
is that the spitting ones?
Yeah, where you held the bread out.
They actually come up and spit water at you. So
and the catfish, and they were just, once again, they knew that the boat came and they got fed, so there was hundreds of them. It was ridiculous. And then we got taken for quite a long drive out across the lake to appreciate its size. And then as it was getting nearer to sunset, the boat pulls up to a buoy, and then you can jump in the lake with the 25,000 crocodiles. And to be honest, I didn't really think about the fact that there was that many crocodiles in there. I jumped in.
Until we were in there.
Yeah, but you don't really think about it. I suppose you sort of figure that if everyone's been doing it, and they've been doing it for years and years without any trouble, that, you know, the odds are in your favour.
And we did make sure we weren't the first ones in, or the third or the fourth.
We sent the small children in first. And then, so while we were in there swimming and taking photos, he provided us with champagne or beer. So that was lovely. And then he put out cheese and bickies on a little floaty table. So we were able to, you could either choose to stay in the water, but it was quite cold once again. So we jumped out and enjoyed the sunset on the boat, and with plenty of top-ups for our beverages and plenty to eat. And it was just a really lovely way to end the day at Lake Argyle. I could have easily stayed there a lot longer. It's definitely a destination. It's a place that you go to see, and obviously there's a lot of history attached to it. But as in the vibe and being able to unwind and relax at the resort, if you don't mind being locked in with the crowds, it's a really, really lovely, lovely place. Just very peaceful, very relaxing. So highly recommend that people put that on their list of places to see, because it was it's just a beautiful place to be. So that pretty much will finish this video off. Thanks for watching again, and as we've said, any questions, we'll answer them like we have been doing. See ya. Bye.
walked on the plains, I danced in the rains. I just need a place where I can spend my days fishing and kissing the pretty little women of the Kimberley. I wanna be there to see them and singing this song by the lake. Hey, I'm coming home. There ain't no place that I'd rather be.